Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Sama. Thanks so much for joining us. Torrance police are taking steps to make their lobbies safer. Torrance Police Chief Eve Irvine says they will enhance security during after hours between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. There will be limited access to the lobby between these hours. The front door will be locked and the lobby will be closed. People can use the new intercom on the wall just outside the station for assistance. The intercom and 24/7 video surveillance will be directed to the Communications Division dispatch. In the case of an emergency, the intercom will serve as the immediate communication point. This new procedure will go into effect beginning Monday on September 16th. An active global lifestyle brand is bringing a new collaboration to its stores. Fabletics, which has a store at the Delano Fashion Center, announced its second collaboration with singer and actress Kelly Rowland. It launched today and is an exclusive limited edition capsule that officials say combines Kelly's perspective as a performer and as a fashion icon. Rowland says her collab will create silhouettes that are deeply personal and celebrate the female form. The apparel includes corset-inspired details, accentuating the body in beautiful rouge tones and reversible jackets that serve as perfect transitional pieces. Fabletics was co-founded by Kate Hudson in 2013. It offers apparel sizes ranging from extra small to 3X. The fall collection will be sold in 10 countries and is available now at fabletics.com. An upcoming business is bringing a new concept to Torrance, and it's also looking for employees. The Brews Hall, a multi-concept brewery and food court that's located adjacent to Delano Fashion Center, is building its team. This Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., they'll be hosting another job fair. They'll also have open interviews Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon and 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on site. Training begins early October, and they're looking to hire line cooks, prep cooks, cashiers, bartenders, barbacks, food runners, and back-of-house supervisors, to name a few. Comedian and actor George Lopez is partnering with South Bay restaurateur Michael Zislis for the new concept. There will be multiple restaurants, including Lopez's Chingon Kitchen, Colin Cowherd's Herd Burger, Chicken Twilly, and Rock and Fish Grill. And there are some other companies that are looking to hire as well. UPS announced that it's expecting to hire about 100,000 seasonal workers and pay more to those handling holiday packages between Thanksgiving and Christmas time. This includes full and part-time employees. During UPS's peak period, the company's daily volumes are expected to nearly double its normal 20 million package volume. If customer service and retail sales is your expertise, then you'll want to find out what opportunities are available at 7-Eleven. The 24-hour, 7-day-a-week convenience store is looking to hire for part-time and full-time positions in Torrance. To learn more, email 7-Eleven store 38504@gmail.com. And speaking of retail sales, Target is also looking to hire more than 130,000 holiday workers, which is an increase of more than 4% from last year. Even though the jobs are seasonal, both companies say the people they hired stayed with the company after the holidays. El Camino College hosted their third annual Student Support Expo this afternoon. ECC helps students on campus by sharing what resources are available. The expo provided a variety of transfer and financial aid information. It also featured a pop-up warrior closet and warrior pantry, providing students with clothes, food, and toiletries. Students browse through a selection of suits to wear to their next job interview, as well as casual clothes for everyday wear. The Warrior Closet and Warrior Pantry provide these items so students can focus on school instead of worrying about their next meal or outfit. You can catch the full story on This Week in Torrance. A local Torrance company will soon launch an exclusive partnership with Los Angeles World Airports. Londi Renzo USA, the American subsidiary of Londi Renzo Group, announced a collaboration with Los Angeles World Airports, the airport authority that owns and operates Los Angeles International Airport. The global leader in alternative fuel systems for the automotive industry will deploy Ford F-250 350 cars fueled by compressed natural gas used to support LAX's fleet operations. The cars come directly from the Ford manufacturing plant to Londi Renzo USA's facility in Torrance, where they'll be converted with the Londi Renzo's ECO-ready CNG system. The company is the only approved Ford QVM developer for pickup trucks certified by California Air Resources Board. This is one step in continuing to reduce its emissions. More than two-thirds of LAWA's fleet cars use alternative fuels, with 68% of these using CNG. A popular eatery at the Delano Fashion Center closed its doors. Johnny Rockets, next to the AMC theaters at the mall, is officially shut down. There are plans for Slater's 50/50, a restaurant dedicated to burgers, bacon, and beer, to move in. Founded 10 years ago in Anaheim Hills, the Rebel Gastropub has won numerous awards and has been recognized. Delano officials say it's a dynamic property in the South Bay, and understanding the preferences of today's consumers is something they are particularly passionate about, and make a conscious effort to reflect in the variety of lifestyle, shopping, dining, and entertainment offerings on property. September is a month to get prepared for any type of emergencies. It's National Preparedness Month, and officials are encouraging individuals and families and communities to prepare for emergency planning now and throughout the year. Every week in September has a theme, including Save Early for Disaster Costs, Make a Plan to Prepare for Disasters, Teach Youth to Prepare for Disasters, and get involved in your community's preparedness. The dedicated month was launched in 2004 as part of FEMA's National Annual Preparedness Outreach. You can go to ready.gov/September for more information. Thanks to the Torrance community, after 17 years, the Victor E. Benstead Plunge mural will get a fresh new look. Reporter Sarah Honeycutt brings us this story from the Torrance Plunge.
The Victor E. Benstead Plunge has been serving the community since 1956, and for 17 years the mural has captured the history of the people it serves. But soon it will be repainted to reflect a new era for the community. Kim Hubbard, Aquatics Program Coordinator for the City of Torrance, says the original mural began to deteriorate over the years, and with that there were also other changes happening at the Plunge.
With the deterioration over the years, it just so happened that the Torrance Unified School District, who used to practice here, their new pool got built, and so they vacated the premises of the Plunge, and they're now swimming at their new pool. So as they transitioned out, we actually reached out to the students of the Torrance Unified School District for them to kind of give their input and to submit by a contest a concept that they would be interested in seeing on the wall at the Plunge.
The winning concept was then handed over to artist Emily Brantley from Journey of Faith. The church donated $4,200 to help make the new mural come to life.
Kids come, people of all ages come here and are served by this pool. So we just really want to feature that in the mural. And I know Journey of Faith also has that same spirit of serving the community. So it's really a great joint effort between city and church to come together and make this mural happen.
South Bay local and full-time artist Emily Brantley was honored when asked to commission the mural. Brantley has created indoor murals and has other notable paintings displayed throughout the South Bay. This is her first large-scale outdoor mural.
I hope they're just inspired by all the activities they do, and it's going to feature people of all ages, people of all backgrounds, so hopefully everyone can kind of see a little bit of themselves in this mural. I'm just really honored to be here. This is an exciting opportunity for me.
Brantley says it will take 4 days to complete the mural that will stand about 9 feet tall and 30 feet wide. A new vision that will proudly reflect the Plunge for years to come. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Sarah Honeycutt.
Thanks, Sarah. Brantley will start work this Friday on the mural. To check out her work, go to emilybrantleyart.com. Let's get to the weather. Today was cloudy with a high of 75 degrees and expected low of 66. Then tomorrow it will continue to stay cloudy with a high of 77. On Thursday there will be clear skies with a high of 78 degrees. A trendy Asian night market is coming to Torrance. Friday through Sunday will be the first night market at the Delano Fashion Center by Panana Night Market. There will be more than 100 featured vendors, live performances, games, and fun. You'll be able to experience fall festivities by sampling diverse Asian cuisines. It will take place from 4 to 11 p.m. and it's $5 cash entry. Now, if you're a loyal Target shopper, you'll soon be able to take advantage of some special deals. The company announced it will be launching a new loyalty program in October called Target Circle. Will have extra perks such as earning a 1% on Target purchases, early access to sales, personalized deals, birthday perks, and the chance to vote on Target's community giving initiatives. Target's Cartwheel platform, which offers coupons, will also be part of the program. It's free, and Target will start automatically enrolling members that have Target.com and Red Card accounts. Target hopes this will help with keeping track of shopping habits and offering customers an incentive to return. Now let's get to events. This Thursday, the Torrance South Bay YMCA is hosting a health and wellness fair from 4 to 6 p.m. It'll be an opportunity to experience cooking classes, healthy food screenings, adult rock climbing, and much more. You can also meet personal trainers and try out new exercises. There will be bone density, blood pressure, glucose, and vision screenings. Then this Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m., you can enjoy Delano Fashion Center's Summer Music Series. There will be live music from local musicians and food samples. The featured performer this weekend will be Amy May. This is the second to last event. The next one will be on October 5th. Well, in just 2 minutes, you won't have to go too far from your home to experience the spectacular and one-of-a-kind production by LA Opera. Vice President of LA Opera Connects, Stacy Brightman, will be live with all the details. We'll be back in just a few.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
When I was in high school, I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home, and that's hard when you feel like you're doing it alone. That's when I met an artist, my mom, as I'll call her. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but your future is more important. She's my strength. Just being that support for those hard days and those hard nights, not giving up on me. Thank you to my mama. I wouldn't have did this if it wasn't for her. Today is for my mama and everybody who had my back. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Some people would think, well, maybe it's really not that big of a deal, but it really is. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Yes, but see, you don't have a college degree.
Well, no, but I
Okay,
can.
well...
Wait. Before you skip over me, can you at least hear me out? No, I do not have a college degree, but I've been working 2 jobs since the age of 18. I've been doing internships while raising my little brother, and any moment that I can spare, I'm studying, just trying to better myself. Okay, I'm ready for this.
Wow. I'd love to hear more.
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back to the second half of NewsBreak Live. Joining us is Vice President of LA Opera Connects, Stacy Brightman. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Hiba. I'm really thrilled to be here, and I'm excited to get to come back in a couple of weeks.
Yes, because there's an exciting partnership between LA Opera and the city of Torrance coming up. Talk to me about the live broadcast of La Boheme in Torrance.
Sure. Well, LA Opera is thrilled to be working with the city of Torrance and the county, our wonderful county supervisor, Janice Hahn's office, to make it possible for us to bring a giant simulcast of La Boheme. This incredibly melodic, romantic, kind of like the best, well, I have too many opinions about how much I love La Boheme, but bringing La Boheme to Torrance, to Columbia Park on September 28th.
Gates will open at 5:30. The broadcast will be at 7:30. So people can RSVP right now. So let's put into perspective what's going to happen. This is a very unique opera in the park experience. So for people who may not be able to come out to your official location where you put on your productions, people can just go to the park and actually see it broadcasted live on a huge LED screen.
Yes, indeed.
So tell me about how the setup will be.
Sure. Well, it's kind of fun because it's going to knit together all parts of the county. So even though we're going to be downtown at the Music Center, LA County Music Center, that's where La Boheme will be performed live. But you don't have to dress up. You can wear whatever you want to wear. You can come to Columbia Park, and I recommend bringing some lawn chairs or bringing some blankets. The gate opens at about 5:30, but show up whenever you want to show up. That's what's so beautiful about it. It's going to be casual. It's going to be out on the lawn, and there will be a giant LED screen broadcasting in a most intimate fashion the performance that's going on downtown at the Music Center. But in addition to that, you get to have food trucks here, and we're going to have pre-performance music from Joanna Medwar Nashev's singers. So a group of singers from El Camino College are going to be performing ahead of time from about 6:15 to about 7 o'clock. And like I said, it's casual. Bring the whole family. Bring your lawn chair. Bring whatever food you want to bring and enjoy one of the greatest operas ever. And the running time is only about 2.5 hours. So, you'll even be able to be tucked up back in bed, not having to worry about the commute from downtown at all.
And the weather's been great. And I did mention RSVPing, but the event is free. The RSVP is just to get kind of a head count of how many people potentially are going to come out.
And if you RSVP, again, it's about getting a head count. But then you can always go to some of the information booths we have. And LA Opera will have an information booth, and we've got little prizes and little gifts for those people who have RSVP'd.
So, Stacy, tell me about how this unique idea came about.
Sure. Well, like you said, my title is actually Vice President for LA Opera Connects. And that really is our division that's dedicated towards education, engagement, learning. Making opera accessible for everybody, making sure that everybody can easily participate and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful, inclusive art form. It's just story told with music. That's all opera is. And so who doesn't love a good story with music? But it's our job to make sure that everyone in our county either can access it where they live or can have access to it in downtown at the Music Center. So this has been a beautiful partnership with the County of Los Angeles, actually, for, I think about 6 years now. And for instance, every one of those 6 years, we've been down at the Santa Monica Pier. So that's what I was saying. It'll kind of knit together the county. But this will be the first time that we get to come to Columbia Park. And that's thanks to, again, the county supervisors and specifically Supervisor Hahn, making it possible for us to get all the truck and get it all down here and make this beautiful, again, really intimate experience. Weirdly as that sounds, that it's going to be on a giant screen, but you're going to see close-ups that even folks down at the Music Center don't get to see.
Why Torrance? Torrance is such a great city. We're really big on the arts over here. So talk to me about why LA Opera chose the city.
Sure. Well, and actually, this was a real collaborative decision. We knew that we wanted to come down to the 4th district, the 4th supervisorial district, and so we worked really closely with the supervisor's office. And really, I've got to give her credit. She was the one and her team who said, you know what, Columbia Park, Torrance, this is the place for us to be. This is a community that's going to really embrace it, that's going to be able to enjoy it to its max, take advantage of it. And so we want to thank her. And we came and we looked and we went, no, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous park. It will make it easy for us to come and to bring the screen.
So what is the beautiful story behind La Boheme for people who don't know?
Sure. Well, the funny thing is the story might seem really familiar already, and certainly a lot of the music is going to be very familiar because it's packed with some of opera's greatest tunes. It's a story about a group of young artists living in a garret together in 19th century Paris, and they're poor as church mice. There's a poet named Rodolfo. There's a painter, Marcello. They're friends, and they're all huddled together. In fact, the first scene shows them sort of burning some of Rodolfo's writings in order to stay warm in the winter of Paris. And then as the other fellows go off to play and have a party, there's a knock on the door, and this young, beautiful woman named Mimi, who's been living upstairs, comes downstairs, and she says, can you help me? My candle is out. I've lost, she loses her key, and it's love at first lost key. These two young people living poor, but the bohemian lifestyle. They fall in love immediately, and the story follows really kind of the love and the laughter and the tragedy. Just not to give a spoiler alert here, but it's opera, so sometimes we have a good dash of tragedy too. So it's all packed in, all of these great things that are kind of universal. And in fact, I would say, if you may not know La Boheme, but maybe a lot of our folks watching know Rent, the musical Rent. Rent is directly based on this opera.
Oh, wow.
So, you'll be watching it going, isn't this funny, Mimi? Isn't this funny? A group of artists all living together, poor and struggling, but still finding love and meaning in their lives.
Sounds like an amazing production. I'm sure it takes months of planning and practice by all the performers. Tell me a little bit about the performers and what it takes to bring a production like this to life, and what opera is all about for people a lot of people don't go out to performances like this.
Yeah, and we're trying to change that, really. Well, thanks for asking that. Something that may not be as apparent to the folks watching here at Columbia Park is kind of the extraordinary training it takes to be an opera singer, because they make it look effortless. And in fact, the singers, all of the singers, our leads, Marina Costa Jackson, who is Mimi, Samir Pirgu, who is playing Rodolfo, all of the leads actually are singing and projecting their voices to a 3,000-seat house without a single microphone.
Wow.
So if you can imagine the training that it takes in kind of the control of your body and your breath. And so you're right, it takes years to do this, and then to make it look effortless, and to really take all of that training and that singing and be able to really make it feel intimate and make you feel the emotions of first love and heartbreak and misunderstandings and frustrations, and then looking at mortality. Like I said, there not to give anything away, there's a little bit of tragedy mixed in with this opera.
Tell me a little bit about the conductor.
Sure. Well, it's being conducted by our maestro, James Conlon, our music director, James Conlon, who's honestly one of the greatest music makers, music conductors in the world. We're very grateful and lucky that he's been at LA Opera, and he's been our music director now for several years. And I have to give him a shout out too, because not only is he an extraordinary musician, and he leads this whole production, which is directed by Barry Kosky too, and who is a renowned European director. But I will also say and thank Maestro Conlon, because he's essentially my #1 volunteer at LA Opera.
Oh, wow.
He's an incredible educator as well as a conductor. And so, when you don't see him in the pit conducting the orchestra and leading the singers, chances are he's working with a group of teachers. This past Saturday, we did Opera for Educators. It's a accredited teacher training that we do, and we had a room of about 100 teachers who all come and spend their free day learning about opera, so they can take it back to their students. And sure enough, he had a rehearsal in the morning, he had a small lunch break, and then he had a rehearsal in the afternoon, and Maestro Conlon spent his lunch break talking to the teachers.
Wow.
And prior to most of the performances, you'll see him out sharing, giving a talk, leading the audience through what to listen for, what makes this opera great. So he usually gives these pre-performance talks also in Stern Grand Hall. He's extraordinary.
And this kind of goes off of what the mission is for the LA Opera. Yeah. It's not just about bringing these beautiful performances to life. There's so much more: education, philanthropy works. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, the mission of LA Opera is to bring world-class opera, and to share it and to make it available to all of our community, to make the transformative power of opera available to all. So we do that through things like the simulcast, right? Free tickets, no barriers, nothing to keep you from coming and enjoying, an evening with all of your family members. But in addition to that, we have about 29 additional programs. We serve, in addition to the main stage, we bring in about 140,000 people a year to enjoy opera free of charge, either in the community, like the simulcast, or downtown at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion at our home. So we're doing it through programs in schools. We do residencies in about 25 schools every year where students learn about opera by doing an opera with us. We do this through accredited teacher training. We have giant programs, community opera every year that Maestro Conlon conducts, where 500 community members come and perform alongside LA Opera professionals. So, we sort of jokingly say we want to make sure that no place is safe from opera. That's what we're really trying to do. But again, we think that beauty and music and story are fundamental to being human and to being healthy humans and to being in community together. And so it's our job, it's kind of our privilege to actually get to share it with as many folks as possible.
And I know we've been talking about La Boheme that's going to be performed at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, and it's going to be broadcasted in at Columbia Park, but there's some really amazing other performances that are coming up throughout October. So if people miss this, they can actually come to the pavilion, and La Boheme is going to be performed throughout the month, correct?
Yes, and this is just the start of our opera season. So we have some smashing shows coming up. Hopefully some folks at Columbia Park will catch the opera bug, and they'll just demand more. And so if that happens, come on downtown and see, for instance, immediately on the heels of La Boheme, we're going to be doing a terrific piece. It's kind of half opera, half musical theater called Light in the Piazza. And it's in English, and it stars Renee Fleming. And then immediately after that, we have probably the opera that, fights with La Boheme as being the most popular, which is The Magic Flute. And Magic Flute by Mozart, and it's done in this really, again, same director, Barry Kosky, and it's incredibly imaginative, where all of the characters are interacting with animation. And it includes dragons and princesses and the fight of good and evil, and it's a fabulous kind of holiday time, outing for the whole family.
Well, Stacy, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add about La Boheme for viewers who are watching? It's going to take place Saturday, September 28th. The gates open at 5:30. There's going to be a lot of fun activities before the performance goes live broadcast at 7:30. And of course, people can RSVP at laopera.org/opera at the park. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
You know what? Come for the food trucks, come for the art activities, come for the pre-show music. But really come and fall in love with this group of bohemians on the screen.
Thank you so much, Stacy, for your time. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too. And thanks for having me here today.
Well, that does it for NEWSBREAK Live. We have the information again on your screen. La Boheme at Columbia Park will be broadcasted by LA Opera Saturday, September 28th. You don't want to miss it, and you can give them a call if you have any other questions. Now, if you have a video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. And don't forget to tune in at 7 p.m. for the live City Council meeting. Have a great night.